Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Sometimes, Boggs, it's long, hard work broadcast days, and sometimes it's nice and easy, quickie. You know what I'm saying? Today is one of those days, Boggs. iNTACT versus eUnited. It's short, but it's going to be a pretty fun one, I would say.
I would definitely agree. iNTACT, a team that really do like to play train a lot, and United, since the addition of Freakazoid, have been starting to fold it into their map pool, playing it twice
Hmm.
within the last 2 days. So I'm going to say both these teams should be well versed on the map, and it should be a good fight.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think there is a lot of potential. iNTACT, of course, they're kind of like they're on that cusp, right? They're on the cusp of moving on to that next level. They're on the cusp of, just moving up a couple tiers up the list, up the rankings, up the chain of command, as you will. And United, of course, they have proven themselves. They are in the bottom of pro. I say bottom of pro, but I mean they're in the pro league. They're in top 20 teams in North America. I mean, I would even consider them a top 10 team in North America at this current time. And with the addition of Freakazoid, they've actually looked awesome. So I'm personally excited to see this unfold. I haven't really seen this United roster play train yet, so I'm really looking to kind of gain some more insight into what they do, their tendencies on it, just to see how they're approaching the map with such raw firepower and like this loose style that they're trying to enforce, right? Whereas inside kind of a little bit lower on the chain, I want to see how they're approaching the map as well. It's going to be pretty interesting to see the kind of different tiers approach the map, and if there is a map where iNTACT could maybe tip the scales, if they're really well set on it, I think training would be a really good one for that.
Yeah, I think so too. iNTACT, as you mentioned, on the cusp of moving right on up, and they do have a lot of potential. They have a lot of firepower in this
Mm-hmm.
lineup, but I think iNTACT does bring a lot of structure as well to their gameplay, and I think that'll help them out on train, which, as you know, is a map that relies heavily on rotations and communication. So United, if they don't play this terribly smart, they might be in for a world of hurt.
Yeah, you got to have some level of respect, right? I mean, these are some of the best teams outside of Pro League, outside of their respective divisions, and in other leagues and other places of the internet. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I 100% agree with that. And if you are wondering, 9 players in the server, as I can see over there on the screen. So we should be starting relatively shortly, and you won't have to see our faces anymore. But if you guys are in here, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, content is awesome. Hopefully, we have some fun in here. It is going to be a short broadcast, but if you haven't done so, please do follow our socials: Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. You could use your help. Everything, every little counts. Like, don't feel like your follow or you being in here is not helping us immensely. It is, and we honestly appreciate that. So hit that follow button, help us out just a tiny little bit more. It's free for everyone, and if we can grow our prize pool, if we can reach bigger sponsors, we can give that back to the players. Competition, increase the longevity, and we're almost ready to go. I think knife round is about to start, and as soon as it does, we'll go straight into the in game. But yeah,
Yeah, indeed. I mean, we're a community-based thing here. And having you guys here makes our day,
sure.
and we'll be here without you guys.
Yeah, and as always, you can always reach me in the chat. I usually have it on my phone. I'm at 35% right now, so it might die at some point. But yeah, you can always reach me in the chat. Hit me up. Always interact with you guys. Always happy to do so as well. Our title. Yeah, new title.
To go back to train though, with freaking the lineup, the only loss came to Ents on LAN, and Ents is a team that's been floating around that top 5, definitely well within the top 10 in the world. So the
Sure.
loss was also close, 16-10. And that
Which
was
event was this?
when
Sorry.
it was ESL New York.
Gotcha. Okay, this was a little while ago then.
Yeah, but it was like the first event with Freakazoid. He literally just joined the team and showed up a week later and played on LAN. And they did that well against Ents.
Right.
And they're a team that likes to play train. So I gotta say, United definitely have a lot of potential on this map, but iNTACT, I think they can counter, as you mentioned.
All right,
We'll see. Knife
Boggs.
round is about to begin.
Yeah, less talking, more action. Let's get into it. Boom. Now, in this knife round, this is probably still the only traditionally CT-sided map in the pool, Boggsy.
Yeah, and even then, I'd say it's starting to phase out of that CT heaviness because of the massive impactfulness of the SG. I mean, it really adds such a depth of advantage to the T side. They no longer need to rely on the ops to open things up.
Sure.
A $2,700 rifle can rip open a site.
All right, let's see how it goes. Reality, though, 5, 7, and 8. I assume that is going to be either up close towards lower or towards ladder, and it will be towards lower. And, of course, eUnited, they're ready for that A hit. It's coming in a matter of seconds here, Boggs.
Smokes are in. Flashbangs to follow. Carson gets one opportunity, follows up with a second. He's got a third and a fourth, Roy. He's just tapping heads with the P2000, and it's all down to Vanity. The opportunity might have just seized on. Never mind, Vanity, a crisp one to finally end his dreams. But reality chucks in the HE, and iNTACT with a great first round. eUnited played that so well with the smokes, the flashbangs, but opportunity right in front of the Z smoke, tapping away, hitting everything.
All right, that was sick. Carson even as well. I mean, he's in face first into that hit. Still manages to find a kill off that. That has to be a little bit frustrating if you're eUnited, but it is the beginning of the game. Not much to worry about. However, no bomb plant for eUnited, Boggsy. I mean, it's box. Not even a single investment in utility. No smoke. Vanity does have one flash. That's it.
Seems that they're going to flood in towards B. Pretty typical for this sort of round. The flashbang, I don't think it's going to catch up reality. He does have Retro with him as well, so it should be an easy enough hold. Carson on the quick flank and top. Actually, first contact is going to be made by Retro. Well, he's gotten 3 with the FAMAS. Marky and Vanity out. MP9 is seen, but no kills found just yet, and Retro's going to finish with 4 kills. Reality chimes in with 1, but the upper hit really went the wrong way for eUnited. They just got farmed by a FAMAS.
I mean, it's a Hail Mary, right? You're just trying to get that bomb down. If you can spread your numbers upper and lower and just hopefully get the bomb somehow to that default position, that's pretty much a plant. But with being up close and lower and all the way back with a FAMAS from Retro, you can't really ask for much from eUnited. But here, the fun end games are over. Now it's the hard part for iNTACT. Their money is still all right. They managed to keep 5 alive, but if they claim this round, that's when their economy will actually kind of stabilize. eUnited, they have SGs, they have AKs, and it's a bit of a broken purchase here for iNTACT.
That's what opportunity's gonna seize opportunity. That's the bomb. I don't think he realizes it. Oh, he does. It's falling forward behind the smoke, Roy. And now there's more damage being done as Austin comes in and sprays down Marky to 2 HP. iNTACT, this is a great chance for them. While opportunity is himself at 2. Food worked his way out on scaffolding, and that's a great pick onto reality. No one nearby to trade as well. Sprays going through, but it's not going to do any damage just yet. Bomb still down for iNTACT. It's going to be salvaged. Marky spraying the smoke eventually eliminates opportunity. And now his lifeline has finally run out, and eUnited have a man advantage to play with as well.
I think iNTACT got a little excited that they had the bomb there, didn't they? Now Austin's pushed up close and personal. Somehow loses the duel to Vanity, even though he got the think off. Retro, though, looking to tip the scales back into the favor of iNTACT. He has a low health Marquet right here. That could be the key. Young Retro can't back down just yet. He needs to force this. That's the bomb. Hunt out down. But the flank comes in from Food. That is perfect timing as well. Great teamwork right there from eUnited. And it's all down to Carson now. Ump in hand. Does have a kit. But there are 2 players with a 1-hit range. Vanity at 1, Marquet at 2. Food really might have the key. He might be the key here, Bob.
I think he definitely is. Carson has upgraded to the M4 now, so no longer is range a disadvantage for him. I believe he might have spotted out Food, but he's going to take the first shot, and down goes Marky. Up the blue train he goes, and that's a prime spot for Vanity to trade him out. And Carson's going to make noise. He'll be expecting Pop Dog. Oh, Vanity makes the noise! Molotov in. That's going to force Vanity back. The HP is so low, but Food is still alive and kicking back towards back 6. And I don't think Carson's going to be able to do this. And Molotov is finally faded, and Pop Dog as well. And the time has ticked too low for Carson to really get this one done. 5 rounds of ammunition left. He's going to have to run away, Roy. eUnited have found a round, despite iNTACT with that early advantage getting the bomb.
Yeah, I mean, they really got excited they had that bomb. They flocked to it. They gave up openings towards B. They gave up openings towards the outer courtyard. They allowed Food into the back lines. And, well, that's what happens.
Yeah, that lurk out upper B from Food was probably one of the most critical parts of this round, though. It allowed eUnited to have that other side of the map control, not to mention the 2 kills that really helped open up the site, and the last one onto Retro really secured the round, because if Retro is able to swing and take out Marquee, that's the bomb, and that's essentially the round for that one.
Okay, now there's no time being wasted. Cooper just found the opener. They're going to commit off that. Molotov to control the ladder rotations. I think eUnited is quite aware of iNTACT's positioning here. Freakazoid, though. He has owned the enemy territory, let alone trespass box.
Indeed. Vintage Freakazoid on this map, one of the most deadly players in the North American scene. And he's definitely been returning to some of that old form of late.
I mean, screw an old form box. This is new Freakazoid. This is the improved 2.0. Oh, wait. Carson, does he have a smoke? He doesn't actually. That might have been the key, actually, to secure the round. Oh, they're not even checking for him. No, Carson. What have you done?
If he doesn't spray there, I think he gets that defuse, potentially, at very least. There's a chance.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of players all over the place. Maybe maybe not, but that spray, that definitely was not it. 2-2 now. Things are tied up. Economy for Intact still intact, no pun intended. But the op is out finally for opportunity. So this is the first time we'll see the scoped weapon. Let's see if it can do some work here.
And no sniper for the T side, but Marky's gonna rush on out. Down goes Carson. That's a good opening. There's still 3 players to bolster with this A site, and Retro started things off well, but Austin has fallen to Cooper this time. And the man advantage rests, making a double as Marky pops out and pops the second head. Retro falls next as Cooper doubles down. And eUnited, the cleanup crew, only losing food on the A site. That is precision from eUnited.
Clean. Clean as a restaurant before inspection, Boggs.
Always does seem to be the case.
Yeah. Like all these restaurants have 5 stars suddenly when the inspector's coming in. But right now, eUnited going for the outside aggression, 1-for-1. Probably not worth it, but I don't think eUnited's in too much stress right now. They have a lot of control, and the SGs are just, of course, reigning supreme from far away. Intact, they're scattered down. 1 player above ladder, 1 towards hell, 1 all the way in the back lanes. Maybe if Retro finds timing here, gets this SG, that could flip this round on its head. But it'll be his head that gets flipped, and it is eUnited claiming the round. Only 1 casualty. Not bad, Boggsy.
Yeah, and Freak, I believe, had the most money for that team going into the round, so losing his gun, not really terribly impactful, in a bad sense anyway. Cooper and Marky also over that 10K mark.
Yeah,
that is so good. 4 rounds in a row, and eUnited already building a bank.
Yeah, to add on top of that.
Not go too far.
Yeah, I mean, to add on top of that, sorry to cut you off, but it's also another half buy here for Intact. It's a scout ump. That's all they have. Armors and pistols. Try to make this one work. Reality going for the jump up in the one way. Maybe a kill there, but oh, he actually gets off unscathed.
I don't know how he does that, but it's going to actually 3v3. Somehow it's devolved as Austin was able to take down Freak with the scout. Vanity is in that 1-shot range as well by that gun. Opportunity, though, will eventually fall to Marquis. The scout comes in, though, and down he goes. That was a great shot by Austin. Carson, though, should be falling soon. Vanity will be able to spray him down. If you're Austin, I think you have to go for this. You have time, and you have a gun that's good enough to go for this.
And you know that Vanity's wounded in the lower area, or box halls, rather. You just have to figure out where Cooper is, and Cooper's just playing his stealth right now. He's covert, and now it's the right time to strike from behind. eUnited, 5-2.
Buy should be coming in again from Intact. They're going for the double op setup, Roy. And this could be their one chance to really stop eUnited before things get terribly out of control.
Agreed.
Because 6 back on the half buy, 7, and then things start to really spiral downwards. But I think eUnited's been managing their aggression with their respect really well. They've been respecting Intact, all things considered, and taking that more current meta of fast plays out a lot of times, trying to catch your opponent off guard before they're set.
Yeah, I do agree with that. It feels like eUnited is just playing their game. They're not really going off their narrative and off their strats. They're just staying on plan. They're playing to their strengths. Right now, Marque, he's gotten to the backlines. Carson, in reality, managed to tip the scales back in favor of Intact. But battle, this lurking happening right now from Marque, the Mexican legend, could be the turning point. Bomb can be recovered easily. Boots into the enemy line, but now inside the smoke, he catches reality. That's going to prompt a rotation in towards the B site, and that might open up Marque for the flanks here.
That's 2 ops left on the rotation as well, and Retro's already been sprayed down low. The nade might be able to finish him off.
Nice.
Indeed it will, as the initial damage was done by Food. Opportunity 1v3, no scope does not connect. Now I think he's just about done and dusted off. Food one for the knife there, but I don't think opportunity will be long for this world. Indeed, he's not, as Cooper puts him down. United 6 straight rounds after losing pistol and second round, Roy. When do you start feeling the nerves starting to hit for Intact? When did the sweat start running down the forehead and things start to get worrisome?
I mean, they're up against an opponent who has 6 rounds on the T side already, and not only that, but one of the players is almost maxed out on money. The other one is not really that far away from that either. So I think the pressure's already here. And maybe he's been here arguably from the start. Freakazoid already in enemy territory once again into Sandwich. He's already found 2 kills, now Food, and all the players are coming in from all directions. It's just slaughter here on the A site. Reality, the only player left. Ump in hand, maybe a weapon upgrade here at most, but otherwise this round is done.
Yeah, it looks like it will be that 7th round for eUnited. The half by not doing any damage at all. Freakazoid's still live with 17 HP, and if he doesn't get over Zealous, he will survive, and it could be a 5 alive round for eUnited up against Eagles, which have been known to do some pretty significant damage. So, Reality, don't think he's going to be able to do too much, especially back train. But if he could steal away a gun, that would be a small victory, sort of consolatory victory for Intact. But I think he'll be caught off guard unless Freakazoid is that one-shot range, even to a UMP, so he could get caught off here. But I think Marky's just going to make noise and allow Freakazoid to walk out and take the headshot.
That's savage, isn't it? He's just drawing as much attention to the high ground as possible. Take that crosshair away from the low angles. Take the crosshair away from between the trains. That's predatory, Boggs.
That's great teamwork, though.
Yeah, you have to give it to them. But here we go, Intact. Once again, this is another attempt. This half could still be salvaged. It's not over completely for Intact. They just have to think the strategy through. What are we doing here to stop some of this A splitting from happening? Reality, he's going to go for the ladder control. Something they haven't done quite yet. Vanity, though. That's bullying, Vanity.
Opportunity is going to get the opening onto Freak, though, and that's the first time that Intact have gotten the opening pick in quite some time. What was that from Food?
Arson could equalize this. Oh. Food's like, why can't I move backwards? Well, there it is, Food. That's why you can't. Now, finally, an advantage here for Intact. A 4 versus 3, and it's eUnited hasn't grouped up yet. This is a chance for Intact to reset this. But unfortunately, Opportunity, he's going for the spray through the smoke box in a 4v3. Now Vanity's eliminated Carson from ladder, and suddenly what was an advantage is completely gone. Cooper's now opened up for a lurk strike, and it's down to just Retro. His position is known. He's in a crossfire, and eUnited salvaged the round in perfection almost.
Yeah, the smoke shot from Food to open things up for eUnited, and Pop Dog, Vanity with the spray, Marky as well, and Ivy. Everything going the way of eUnited. And whereas for Intact, things did not seem to be settling down for them. They returned to the half by once again. And eUnited barely breaking a sweat in some of these rounds. Like that last one was clinical in that 3v4.
Freak. That's one. Smoke is not a wall, fellas. This is just... I think this is where eUnited is no longer on that game plan. It's just savagery at this point, Boggs. It's brute strength here.
I mean, can you blame them? They've won 8 in a row on T-side train, and they seem to be hitting everything. So might as well go with that confidence until... I mean, really, you've already won 8 rounds on T-side. Things aren't going to get too much worse. Make it a 9th is Food, Cooper, and Marky get 3 kills in the span of about 5 seconds.
I feel like that last round is going to be a big talking point. Sorry, not this round that just passed, the actual gun round, of course. I feel like that is going to be a big talking point. I mean, you're in a 5v3, you've menaced, or excuse me, 4v3, you've reset the round. There's no commitment happening from eUnited just yet. You open yourself up for the riskiest of duels towards Ivy through the smoke. That just seems... It doesn't seem wise, Boggs. Now, Opportunity looking for a pick, but it'll be young Retro. The box ball that will find it for now. Reality finds a second onto Freakazoid. Matt Gates out in the open. A 1-for-1 deal still keeps Intact here above.
Yeah, they've gone for the triple op setup. It's a massive investment, but I think it's paying off right now as 2 of those ops. Actually, I think all 3 kills were with the op for Intact. But Retro might be meeting his demise. Indeed, he will. Food will chuck the nade in.
No,
Retro Food. And down onto his head. That is so smart from Food to throw it deep.
Wow, that is insane, Food. That was sick. I love that. Now the bomb is planted. Food goes into personal. Carson with the hip check. It's down to Cooper now. 1 versus 3. His position is known because he's making a lot of steps, and it is Intact after all, claiming a round.
Yeah, I thought Food was about to put that one in the bag for eUnited for a second there, but iNTACT are able to salvage things, although eUnited are able to get that bomb plant. They'll get that money, and they'll be able to buy out for the rest of this half, essentially. 2 players at max before buying up into this round, Roy. Actually, I think it was 3, because Cooper's at the same amount of money as Markey.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
It's insane. And then iNTACT, they've lost one of those ops, so they're down to just 2 ops. We're gonna have to make them work. Instead, it's gonna be Carson going aggressive. He drops 2, and Foo's gonna be so low, almost gets the 3rd. But Freakazoid now on the hunt to avenge his teammates. Retro goes down to his hand, does so much damage. Food and Freakazoid so low. The nade might be able to take Ryan down. Indeed, it. Oh,
that's awkward.
Took him down to 1, and then 1 take from his teammate's Molotov. That is awkward indeed. But the bomb is going to be, and it's wide open, Roy. The rotations are coming in. I don't know if they'll be soon enough to stop this plant. And look where Food's positioning himself all the way towards CT spawn. This is brilliant work by eUnited once again in these unfavorable situations. But reality makes it more favorable. He spots out Food, and there he goes for the double.
That's a great clear. I mean, he had a feeling. He's like, dude, this guy's just rotated to B. They must have known it's clear, and if they do know it's clear, not only that, but the bomb is probably planted left side of the bomb site, so he kind of has to be here around here somewhere. Oh, nice read. 9-4. There is hope here after all, Boggs. And 9-6 right here, that wouldn't be bad. That'd be a manageable ordeal.
It really would be manageable. And if what one team can do to you, you can do to them. That's been the mantra in sports of all kinds, and it's no different here in Counter-Strike. Vanity's picked up the op. I think this is the first time eUnited have actually gone for the sniper. And he's going to be going for a B pick, it seems. Round Hall is his target, but nothing spotted just yet. Food actually will show, and Carson will capitalize and pop dog. That's a great opening by iNTACT once again. Let's see if they throw it away or if they will play more disciplined. Markey again towards Ivy doing damage. But now, he pushed through. He dropped off the server. I don't think Austin heard the footsteps down. That's a great kill by Markey. But Carson comes in for a second. Man advantage still sits with iNTACT. Spray coming through from Markey, but still the advantage is with iNTACT. The bomb all the way back Ivy.
Look how awkward this
for
is.
iNTACT to get too aggressive.
I mean, look
Carson
at
got a third.
An opportunity somehow sniffs that one out. It's all down to Marquez now. A 1-for-1 opportunity claims the round. Solid performance from him, picking up 2 kills right there. Carson with 2 as well in the front lines, and it's down to a 9-5 again. 9-6. That's incredibly manageable. Let's see how it unfolds. A double op setup seems to be doing work here for iNTACT, Boggs.
Indeed it does. It seems that extra investment has finally found the solution to eUnited's offensive aggression. But eUnited has decided to counter with a double op of their own. But Vanity's already gone down. That's the first op. And again, iNTACT the opening. But Cooper has stabilized and equalized for now. That's the B site wide open as well. Cooper has the bomb. No rotations at all from iNTACT. They're just going to stay and fight A as Mark E and Freak are playing decoy for the younger of the Abadir brothers. But opportunity will strike onto Mark E. Freak already on the rotation. Carson will fall as he cuts off the ladder. Pop up. 3v2. iNTACT. They need this round. A 9-6 is doable, but Cooper's gotten behind the red train. But Austin has stepped up behind him. The flank comes in, and Retro finishes things off. iNTACT are able to salvage this, and this is a definitely doable half for them coming up.
And you know, we are seeing not only rounds being put in on the board here for iNTACT, but we're also seeing their true, what I would consider their true form coming into play, right? Like, these rounds are unfolding much more manageable now, and much more a lot less chaotic, I should say. Or iNTACT, they're finally getting into the control of things, and that's what I was expecting from them from the get-go. But now it's the hard part. On the T side of Train, again, still a very traditionally CT-sided map, even with the SG meta. Now it's time to do some work. Let's see what they're up to here on the T side. Smoke, Molly for Carson. Everyone else on armor. One player headed towards Ivy, seems like. Never mind. He's just throwing utility on top of the garbage can. But everyone else is coming down the ladder, so it's gonna be a fast A hitbox.
And they're just going to pop out of ladder room. Actually, never mind. I think it might be a fake, an elaborate ruse to go back towards B. But in response to this, eUnited actually have rotated Cooper back towards Z. They're ready for this play. Cooper takes a minimal amount of damage. Food behind Train will try and just bide his time, pop out when he needs to. It's going to be Cooper to try and do the first point of damage, but he takes a dink in return. Reality pushing up oil, spotted out food now, and down he goes. Cooper soon to follow as Reality starting to make this round a reality for iNTACT. Retro has gotten a third, but Vanity eventually trades out onto Reality. 4v2 kit in the hands of the IGL for eUnited. He's going to get aggressive, pushing up towards back bomb. Damage being done, and down goes Austin. That's a great shot from Vanity. Smoke on the bomb as well. He's going to stick it, but there's a gap.
Oh, that's
Pop out, and down he goes. That is very awkward. If that smoke completely covers the bomb, then I think Vanity just sticks it and has the defuse. But since he showed to Carson coming out from behind, really no other option for Vanity but to try and do what he could to salvage that round back. iNTACT, they started us off exactly as they needed to.
All right, eUnited was able to find a pistol round, but now they're going to force up with scouts, pistols. Reality's taking a lot of damage. That could be death coming up soon, but actually managed to stay out on top. So opening kill for iNTACT. Now they're getting the confidence to start making their way onto the A site, but there's heavy player presence here for eUnited.
Oh baby, Marky's got 2 1-digs. Making another one. No, he will not. Opportunity will end his chances in this round. It's all down to Food, who charges out. He's done damage. He's picked up an AK, Roy, and he's got the first. The bomb not down for iNTACT as well. Carson stuck on a scout, but he will land the shot. That is a costly round for iNTACT, however, losing 4 players. Not able to salvage the AK or the Krieg as well. The only thing they bring into this one is the scout. Lucky for them, though, eUnited will not be having a buy into this one.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I wonder if this will head into a force buy here for eUnited. This would have been a good round to do it. I mean, you'd be coming in with Mosses, but still. I mean, they don't really have much either. It's down to what, 3 rifles, 4 rifles with a FAMAS and a scout for a young Retro and a potential for double E. But upgraded pistols, that can just do the trick as well, as long as they get some kills out of this one.
Yeah, Marky starting it off again with a headshot with the Deagle, and down goes young Retro. Reality spotted out Freakazoid, but there's more pressing concerns. Marky down for the count as Austin took care of Ryan. Vanity, though, still on top of Green. He still has the Deagle in hand as well. He's going to turn away, though. Try and stay alive for now. The scout picked up for Cooper. It's a very dangerous person to have a sniper rifle in his hands. Things starting to slow down a bit as iNTACT deciding to take things back towards B. But soon eUnited should be making that read, and it does seem to be the case, especially with Food pushing all the way into T-Con. This is a lot of information. They know that it's not going to be A, and the rotations have come in from eUnited. This is some great communication and great awareness of the map from these players. Shows the experience and the level of play that they are normally at.
On the entry on the B site, tries for the scout shot. He gets destroyed by Reality. Now Vanity will get hip checked by Austin. But it'll be Carson for the trade. Food now the only survivor here for the United side, and he's in enemy backlines. He has a Galil. He has no armor. It's a 1 versus 2. It seems like iNTACT might be aware of his position.
Yeah, Carson's been watching it for quite some time, but I like this rotation back towards the upper scaffolding. This could catch them off guard, although I don't know if Food will be able to get the double without any armor. Carson now checking the scaff, and he will take him down. 9-9 now. iNTACT have been able to draw even with eUnited, but the money actually favoring the CT side, as iNTACT suffering a lot of losses on these last 2 rounds when they've gone for full investments. Opportunity, though, does have the op to counter Coopers. This is the chance for iNTACT to get a lead for the first time since second round pistol.
Okay, so things are finally tied up after all. This is it. This is a big determiner. It's going to give one of these teams the lead. United looking to regain the lead here and get their economy set as early as possible on the CT side. iNTACT looking to take the lead and gain that confidence and that momentum forward. For now, it's going to be a pretty default split. iNTACT, they're taking the risk. They're going for the slow play. Sometimes slow plays end up unfavorably, Boggs. You get picked apart by the ops, especially on a map like Train, but this time, looking for the picks. Freakazoid almost gets decked by Opportunity.
He takes quite a bit of damage, but he's able to escape with his life, and that's all that matters for now. Numbers, very important on the CT side, especially on a map like Train, where there really isn't a middle, but A site is easily taken over by T's, especially now with the Krieg. But Marky has made his way in towards E-Box. That Molotov enough to went past Retro. I think he should be safe for now, actually. Indeed, it does seem to be the case. But Cooper spotted the leg of Carson in towards B, and the opening pick goes his way. However, young Retro popping out. Marky goes down. However, there's still players in with B, and Cooper's going to pop in, but Freakazoid will get one more before he goes down. Vanity chimes in. Reality has to get one, but Vanity's found a second before he goes down. Freak falls, but Cooper is there to avenge his brother. As eUnited will reach double digits first. Food on the rotation as well. Surely would have won that round. Would Cooper have gone down on the site? And eUnited have found the lead once again. iNTACT, they're broke, Roy, despite winning the last 3 rounds.
I have to give it to Freak, though. That was masterfully played. He just waited for the right time. He got the opening pick. Not only that, but his movement after that first kill. That's what was impressive. He was able to get into the angles that required iNTACT to go extremely deep to eliminate him, Boggs. They had to go deep at the sandwich, and that's when the crossfire, that's when the Abadir duo kicked in right there. The 1-2 punch from eUnited. They've gotten themselves the lead once again. Eagles, armor. Cooper spotted a shoulder. Cooper eliminates, and Freakazoid once again chiming in for the second and make that a third, and the round is crumbled, Boggsy.
Yeah, and Freak is hungry for the last kill of the round, making that 3-piece for him. He's going to do so much to Carson, but I think Marky's going to finish him off with 1 solitary health point for Carson. Don't think there's much you can do here. And it'll be food, actually, to get the final point of damage. But now, actually, wait, no. Guns not available for iNTACT. eUnited should be able to get 12 rounds for essentially free. And only 4 rounds will separate the NA mix from victory here on Train.
I don't know how I feel about that last round, Boggs. I feel like there should have been maybe a full save and an attempt to get a bomb plant. Otherwise, now you're in trouble. It's going to be a flood towards the outer courtyard. Cooper's already found himself 2. He has room for more, a third as well, but now it's Vanity's turn, and Vanity finds the last onto reality, and now it is eUnited with a nice, comfortable lead once again. Not only that, Boggs, but their economy, it has finally stabilized here on the CT side.
Stabilizing the economy on the CT side is one of the most difficult things to do in this game, especially with the current economy. So once you can do that, it's a victory in and of itself. And on a map like Train, which is so reliant on utility and getting those guns and long-range engagements won, so the op's so critical. It's very important to have that CT economy strong and bolstered. But this pop storm should be working out well for iNTACT. However, Cooper takes one down full blind. He adds a second on to his total. And he's still going to be looking for more. Carson trying to do some damage, but it's going to be Cooper to do it in return. That's a third for him. He spots out a fourth, and there he goes. 4 kills for Cooper, and he's not done just yet. Carson escaping towards the Ivy Halls. Back lane now his destination, but Cooper is on the prowl, as is his IGL Vanity. I think Vanity will be the one running into Carson. Indeed, he will, but what a beautiful 4K from Cooper. He does so well on the op, taking 1 shot, repositioning, peeking back out, another shot, peeking back out, just hitting all of his shots. First time and in a timely fashion, not taking much damage at all, and putting eUnited in a perfect position to win this map.
Yeah, you love that from the opera, don't you? Just raw aggression, securing those shots. Now it's iNTACT in a tough situation, Boggs. eUnited almost at the 14th round. I think they're grouping up towards B side. Yeah, Retro might have spotted Freakazoid looking for that opener, but it'll be 3 to find 1, and of course peeks back into the crowd. Fortunately, it does not end well for him, but now iNTACT has something they didn't have before, Boggs, a weapon.
And they have armor on Austin and Opportunity, so both those players can use the rifle to its full effect. Carson will be unable to do something with the Deagle, as Marky puts him in the nade, probably would have finished him as well. But a fast rotation from eUnited has maybe given them a bit of a miscue, although they are seeming to be spreading back out on the A site, aware of the T-Con pop dog potential. Vanity watching intently towards the ladder, but I believe he might have spotted Opportunity in T-Con. Not entirely sure. Marky is here as well. Flashing out will reveal the position, but down goes Vanity. He's blind as a bat, or was rather, but this is a good flash from Food to enable peeks in. Marky not peeking just yet, bides his time, peeks out and gets taken down to 1 HP, but he's going to double down as Food takes down Austin. eUnited 2 rounds away, and iNTACT 1 more gun round. Unless they can get the bomb down here, separating them and defeat. 5 SGs. When was the last time you saw one of these, Roy?
Every hour of the day at this point.
Yeah, the SG meta, no new thing anymore. I still don't think I've seen the 5 Krieg buy in quite some time.
All right, let's see how it unfolds. I think Furia is a big proponent of this. They love this. This is a really aggressive style on the T side. You have mobility. Yeah, you don't have the op picking potential, but Look at Food. He's already in their faces right now. That's just savage. No respect towards inner. Now Vanity's up close. Personal. Op on the back. Deagle in hand. And a 4 versus 2. Awesome. Looking to equalize. Okay, he does find one in the bag.
I don't know about upgrading to the op in the situation. I think the mobility of the SG is probably the better decision here. Allows you to get a lot more multi-kill potential rather than just being a one and done potentially. Especially with the advantage being for eUnited and their crossfires being so well placed as well. But we'll see how it all works out. We are the armchair quarterbacks after all.
Only predict so much as a caster, Boggs. Now this is quite the split here from the iNTACT boys. Austin scoped already. Misses vision, but at least it doesn't give away his. Oh, reality spots the feed of Food, but that is not a favorable duel whatsoever, and that is the bomb. Round just got much more awkward here. Austin Cooper knows where Food is, and Food is wounded, but I think. Oh yeah, he's just going for the save box. I'd say he's holding on to it.
Yeah, this is where the SG might have come in handy, but with the time, anyways, I don't think it would have been too likely. He goes for one shot, but Food is there for the trade. Austin unable to hang on to the op, and now eUnited. They've won 6 straight. A 7th will put them above iNTACT, 16-9. And there is enough for a buy from iNTACT. It's not going to be fantastic. A couple Galils will be out for them. Their utility not the best as well. But we've seen buys work with less. However, Freakazoid's gone for the auto sniper, and he's taking it up towards brown holes.
Uh-oh. There it is. Now it's popping off. Opportunity just got a reality check. Sometimes Boggs, life is cruel, and this time it's Freakazoid that is cruel. Retro. He might have the play. He might have the run in his hands, Boggs. Oh, he doesn't spot the other.
Unfortunate. The damage being done, though. Vanity low, but Cooper's doing more. Freakazoid comes in and takes a second down with the Dak. And that will be all she wrote for iNTACT. It looked so promising. Their string in the middle of this map was so impressive. 7 rounds in a row. 4 rounds to end it on T, to bring it back to a reasonable scoreline. 3 in a row, including the pistol. But then eUnited popped back on their horse, strung 7 straight, and took things home against iNTACT. And that, my friends, is GG.
That is GG's only here in Winners League, Boggs. But touch on that little game a little bit. I feel like this game was one of those cases where it was a 9-6 half, yes. It went up to 9-9. But you can definitely tell that there was a bit of a skill disparity between these. Maybe not skill on an individual level, of course. I'm not talking like shot for shot, they're better players or anything like that. I just think that as a team, as a map deep enough map pool, I think eUnited just had that one in the bag. I mean, they got 9 rounds on the T side. I mean, yeah, you won pistol. Yeah, you got a couple rounds after that one, but I mean, those are just eco conversions, right? You got the first 3 rounds, but after that, it was just pure shutdown from eUnited on the C side. It's one of those cases where, like, yeah, the scoreline was a little close at one point, but I still feel like it was leading kind of heavily in eUnited's favor. Not to take anything away from iNTACT, though. Phenomenal team. I really do feel like they're really close, Boggs. They're almost at that next step. They're just almost there. A little bit more investment into their map pool, and I think we will see them kind of rise to the top of their respective leagues and just kind of break that barrier into that next tier of Counter-Strike. For now, that is all that we have for you, unfortunately. If you missed the action, we have some replays coming up for you. Besides that, we are out. We have a full-blown schedule tomorrow, everyone. EU and NA. Stay tuned for that. We'll let you know on Twitter. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. Follow Boggs. He could definitely use your follows. Me down here and follow Mel as well. Besides that, we are out. See you guys tomorrow bright and early.